Okay, today we continue with the class Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We'll start with the Sefer Chofetz Chaim. And one second, I think it's a new topic. No, it's a big topic, the same, believe in Lashon Hara. Today's topic is confirming suspicions. The Torah does not accept circumstantial evidence as a proof to a person's guilt. Thus, when one suspects an individual of improper behavior, he may not decide that his suspicions are correct, based on his personal reaction to accusations or other strange behavior that strongly point out to his guilt. Very interesting, right? So we say, let's read one more time and explain line by line. The Torah does not accept circumstantial evidence as a proof for a person's guilt. So what is a circumstantial evidence? Like, I think it's in Talmud, So they give us example. So you see somebody coming out of the house, you heard screams, person coming out of the house with a knife, with a bloody knife, his clothes are stained in blood. and he's very excited, and he's running away. So and you saw this person in front of the house, you saw him, he saw you, and that's it, right? So circumstantial evidence is that he's guilty, he's a killer, right? And that's what would be sufficient enough in a court of law. I think all of the countries. That's what I think, right? I mean, that's what I guess. but in a court of the Torah law, it's not, right? So since nobody saw him killing, I don't know, maybe he wrestled this knife from the killer, and he was trying to save the victim, and now he's running to get a doctor. How do you know? So basically, so circumstantial evidence are not accepted, right? And as an individual improper behavior. So meaning what? Meaning what? That when somebody is mentioned his sin, so he's get excited. He's this, he's that. He's becoming depressed. So all of these things are not proof that this person is actually guilty. Maybe he's maybe, but we cannot rule for sure. Nevertheless, if in addition to the circumstantial evidence, such as suspicions subsequently supported by someone else's claim to have actually witnessed the person engaged in such a behavior, one does not have a right to believe that suspicions are correct, that his suspicions are correct. So. Okay, so they make the case even more interesting, right? So one more time, this piece. Nevertheless, if in addition to circumstantial evidence, right? So you saw this how this person about whom people are talking about, how he behaves, right? How he reacts when other people ask him a question about what was said about him, right? Such suspicions are subsequently supported by someone else's claim. So somebody said, no, I actually saw it. I was there, right? To have actually witnessed the person engaged in such a behavior, one does not have a right to believe that that his suspicions are correct. Still, suspicions, like circumstantial evidence, and plus one witness does not make the case any stronger. So some people compulsive liars. I know few people like that. They would lie, and if not. Yeah, and if they would be caught live, they pretend that nothing happened, and they move on to the different subject, right? So just because one person say, we don't believe him. However, to whatever degree possible, the listener is still obligated to judge the perpetrator favorably, if it's possible, right? He must seek to understand his motives and should not swift to condemn him. So many times you just can come over to the person, just ask him what actually happened. Please tell me. I'm not judging. I just want to know, right? That's it. Moreover, one may not pass on the information without fulfilling the preconditions for relating negative information for a constructive purpose. Okay, so we stop here. So of course, I mean, even has the suspicions. Of course, if it's he can do his investigation, but to pass on, not allowed. Okay, so stop here. Second. All right, so today's we continue Kitzur. I think we're going to finish this volume today. There's the last question. So our big topic is laws of charity. The last time we discussed all the interesting things about this laws of charity. So CF number 3. So it's Siman 34. I'm on the page 369. It's first volume. How much should be given to the poor person? Enough to satisfy his needs, whatever he lacks, right? So it's very interesting. So we say whatever he lacks, you have to give him. So if this poor person used to be a rich person, so he lacks more, right? Like simple example would be if he lives like maybe in a bigger apartment, and then the poor person. So poor person got used to live in one bedroom, I don't know, 5 people, let's say, right? And a rich person or a richer person used to have even 5 people, but 3 bedroom. So of course he needs more money for 3 bedroom than the poor person, right? So as Shulchan Aruch said, whatever he lacks. Commentary. In Varim 15:8, the Kitzur will explain, as Kitzur will explain, anything a person requires in order to maintain the standard of living to which he is accustomed is included in that which is lacking. So as we said, I think we discussed it a little last time. So basically for a poor person, it's not such a big deal. I mean, he got used to basically his condition. It's not as degrading as for a rich person who became poor, who used to be rich and now he's poor. All right. So continue. Thus, the poor person who accepts charity in secret, his townsmen are obligated to give him all that he lacks, equal to that to which he was accustomed, before he became impoverished. So it's very interesting. So let's try to understand. So if he is accepting in secret, meaning there is no big announcement that we are lacking such and such money for such and such person. Okay, he wants to do it in secret, right? Only in secret. So we have to give him whatever he needs, right? Why? Because he's not announcing. So we are the only source of his income or his tzedakah. So people who go like on internet today, or like in olden days and today's day, like they knock at your door. Sometimes like the guy comes 3 times. I say, I saw you in the morning. You came here in the morning. I give you money. What's going on, right? So that's a little too much. Okay. Right. So to this guy, you're not obligated to give as much because he knocked at 100 houses by the end of, I don't know, 3 days, right? So you're not the only one helping him. But here, when it's only in secret, so maybe you and 3 other people trying to help this family. So that's have a bigger obligation. So commentary. This person is attempting to maintain the dignity he had by being discreet about the needs. So it's so Torah is very, very sensitive. HaShem is very, very sensitive to person's dignity. Very sensitive. He must therefore be provided with whatever he requires to maintain his dignity. Okay. So one more time, it's a situation when it is done in secret. However, to a poor person who collects openly door to door, it is not necessary to give so much. I mean, you're person number 48 since this morning, right? The guy is very active. I mean, then God forbid that we be in this situation, but some of them are very, very pushy and very annoying. Like some people say, that's all you gave me? Like, that's it? They start yelling and screaming at you. Okay. Rather, one should give him minimum donation, something appropriate to his stature. Okay. 21. But by going from door to door, this beggar ignores his own dignity. We are therefore no longer obligated to help him to maintain it. So it's very interesting. So if he ignores his own dignity, I'm not obligated to maintain his dignity. But if he is very, very concerned with his dignity, said, I better be hungry than go from door to door for people find out that I'm struggling. So in this case, we must help him. Continue. At the very least, the inhabitants of every city should give to this poor person bread and food items sufficient for 2 meals and a place to lodge. We must sustain and clothe the poor idolaters along with Jewish poor for the sake of maintaining peace. So we're going to explain it, but before we go into this topic, I want to discuss the previous topic. So we said that so you have to give them at least the donation sufficient for two meals, and that's what it was, at least in Europe. I know there was a community fund, and the community rabbis, they would go door to door to collect money, like every week. I mean, they would collect every day, I think, to door to door. They need a lot of time and a lot of strength, right, to go, and they would collect money from each person, right, from each family, and then they divide among the poor people. And so they basically had the list of all poor people, how many people in a family, and how much they would need money to sustain each family, and that's it. So two meals for each day, like basic staple meal or whatever, like basic of the basic, and plus 3 meals for Shabbos. That was the obligation. Okay. So today it's not, of course, it's not practice. So I mean, because everybody is so separated. In olden days, it was easy. It was one city or one town, one shul, and that's it. Everybody can go to that shul. There is one rabbi, and he's in charge. Okay. So continue. 22. So okay. So now we go into the topic. And he must sustain we must sustain and clothe all the poor idolaters along with the Jewish poor. So basically, when Jew comes and asks tzedakah, so you're giving tzedakah. So when the non-Jew comes, you also have to give something. Otherwise, it's going to be war. And that's unfortunately we have very, very bad experience. That's why they put it in halacha. So commentaries say in this language is taken from the Rama, Yorak Daya 125.1, okay, from Shulchan Aruch, is unclear. According to the many authorities, although Rama writes that one sustains non-Jew along with the Jew, he does not mean that one sustains the non-Jew only at the time one is extended charity to a poor Jew. Rather, one must give a non-Jew charity even when non-Jew is not seen that charity have been given to poor, to Jewish poor. So basically, it's not like when they come together. So Chaim and Chris come together, and since you're giving Chaim and Chris saw it, so you have to give to Chris. No, it's not like that. So if non-Jews come, we give them, and but not too much, basically. Okay. Others, however, maintain that the obligation to give charity to a non-Jew applies only when he is observed how the Jew was offered charity. See Biar Hagra. It's very interesting. So second opinion said no. It's actually only when he saw that we give charity to a Jew, that only then you're obligated to give to non-Jew. So, but even non-Jew did not see, I mean, he can go to his church and ask them for money. Right, and why would we do that? So Shulchan Aruch said, for the sake of maintaining peace. Commentary. The Kitzur explained that at the outset, this is of this Siman, there is a biblical obligation to give charity to Jews. one should give charity to non-Jews as well to avoid ill will. That's it. So otherwise, you're not obligated, and many times it's even forbidden to give to non-Jews. So many times, for example, a rich non-Jew wants to donate to the shul, to whatever. I mean, for whatever reason, right? He wants to donate. So we are permitted to take money from him. And they say just to be careful not to use for Jewish causes, especially for spiritual causes. Don't do that. That's stupidity. Just maintain a separate fund for the non-Jews. So non-Jews come, and you give them what is it, this money from this fund. Okay. So CF number 4. How much charity should a person give? That's a good question. So let's see commentary. The amount expressed in this CF apply only to those who are able to afford them. A poor person who is unable to give even this amount without undue hardship fulfill the minimum obligation to give charity by giving 1/3 of a shekel. This is a minimal amount of equivalent of the bit more than 1/9 of the ounce. So ounce is 20 grams. So let's say, I don't know, like approximately, what is it, like 10 grams? Oh no, why it's... Oh, 1/9, I apologize, 1/9. So it's 3.2 grams of silver annually. So I'm not sure how much is silver now, but I don't know, maybe it's $1, maybe 50 cents. I'm not sure, maybe $2, $3 stops, I guess. From my guessing. Okay. So but not basically not too much. So even the poorest person, if he gives this 1/3 of the ounce, or 1/9 of the ounce, 3.2 grams, so he fulfilled his obligation. It's a year. So $3, like $5, whatever, I'm not sure what is the amount. Maybe let's say tops $10. So $10, I know it's much less, a year, so you fulfill your obligation. It's much less. Okay, but it's only minimum. Continue. The first year he should give 1/10 Maaser of his principal. So a person has to start from somewhere, right? So as soon as he reaches majority, they call it, right? And if as soon as a person, if it's a boy, he becomes what is it, 13, and a girl 12, bar mitzvah, bas mitzvah. So she is obligated to give if they make money. So if parents give them money, that's not, he should not give charity unless parents agree, because they already gave charity from this money. You understand? But we're going to learn. Okay. So let's see commentary. So basically, or let's say he didn't have a job until the age of 18. Let's say at age of 18, he went and worked for 3 months, 4 months, summer break or whatever break, right? And now he has his own money. So from his own money, he has to separate 1/10 Maaser of this principle. So like has to start from somewhere, 25. This obligation is referred as Maaser Kesafim, right? Maaser of money. Kitzur explained that the commitment to charity is considered a vow. To avoid being obligated to give Maaser with the severity of a vow, one should state clearly that he is undertaking to give Maaser bli neder, without a vow. Achavas Chesed part 2, 18:2. Okay. So with all of the things, when we start something, what I was saying, even good things, even like charity, right? So we always say bli neder, so meaning without a vow. Without a vow, what does it mean? So if you give to, let's say, to some cause 3 times, that's the problem, right? Why is it the problem? So you have to continue doing it, or you have to like cancel a vow, right? And then you would be able to give to another cause. But this cause must be of higher stature, right? So if you were given, for example, to synagogue, and it's a rotten place, we found out, so you can give to Kolel. So So it's higher place, to yeshiva, higher place, or to kiruv. Okay, continue. Thereafter, he should give tenth of the profit that he earned that each year. Okay. So first time tenth from everything that he has, right? And then tenths of profit of each year. Commentary. Sigras Moshe Yerakdeya to paragraph 114, who explained that earned, double quotes, profit include not only those that I work for, but also profit from investment that have appreciated in value. Okay. So maybe some dividends if you have stocks, you bought stocks, you sold stock, all of these things. And plus, not sure if we're going to say that, but not sure. But it's actually included some money that that company gives you as a benefit, right? So they give you, for example, a medical insurance. This medical insurance costs so much money. So, for example, you pay $500 a month for your family medical coverage, and the company pays $1,500 or $1,800, whatever they pay. Like, I mean, it's good insurance. That's what it costs, right? So if you would buy the same insurance, if they give you would not buy for you insurance, and you would purchase the same insurance, so this 18 you have to give Maaser from this 1800s also, and same with other things, right? They give you money, for example, for 1K, right? So my company used to match, like. I think when I just started, they were given like 4%. So you put on your 401k 4%, they would match another 4%. So basically everybody would contribute. So from this 4% that they contribute, I also have to pay in Maaser. Okay, so and all of these things. Okay, so we have first year, second year. Okay, thereafter he should give the tenth of the profit he earned. Okay, we said that. Each year, after the subtracting his household expenses from the profit. What does it mean? The source of this rule in Sharei Knesset Hagedola, Yerakdeya 149.1. However, according to the most halakhic authorities, household expenses cannot be deduced from the profit when calculated the amount of Maaser, Kesafim. One should give, right? So, I mean, I'm very surprised that I'm reading because the halakha is not like that. But I think since it says in Kitzur, and if you want to go, ask your rabbi if you were, you have to disclose all of the information, right? And in some cases, I think he would permit, but many times it would not be permitted. And person decided to live very, very luxury life, and he spends more than he makes. So now there is no money left. He's not going to give any Maaser. Does not make sense, right? So let him give Maaser, and then buy whatever he wants and spend the money is for other things. Even these authorities might agree, however, that one may deduce payroll and income, deduct the payroll and income taxes, as well as the property taxes on the place on one's business. When determining the profit earned. So if person has all the expense, he has his own business, right, and he has to pay employee, and he has to pay income tax, and this tax, and that tax. So basically, he has to pay insurance. So after all of this, it is calculated. Okay, so he did not make 100,000 as it says on the paper. It's actually after all of the expenses. Let's say paying rent for his business, so he made only let's say 57,000, right? So that's so he pays from 57,000. Okay. So continue. With employee, with W2 is much easier. I mean, you see clearly what you made, and that's it. Okay. That's it. And plus, as I said, medical insurance or other benefits the company gives you, if you would buy them anyway, they give you for free, even for free or for big discounts. So you have to count this discount also. Okay, continue. This is the average level of given charity. However, right, so this 10% is a very average level of given charity, right? However, the preferred way to perform the mitzvah is that during the first year, he should give 1/5 of the principal. First year, it's 20%, right, of the principal. And thereafter, after the year, he should give 1/5 of the profit. So 1/5 is again 20%, and it's very commendable. And Vilna Gaon said this person is not going to die until he's going to get rich. And many people who I personally recommend this, they're actually very, very happy they actually listen to this advice. Okay, 28. One must make the annual accounting of one assets to determine each year's profit. Someone who has given more than his obligation during 1 year may deduct the extra amount from the next year Maaser obligation. Okay. So basically, okay, so if you want to get rich, if you want to be successful, if you don't want to have all of the financial issues when the market crashes, when this crashes, and that crashes, guess what? Give 20%. So they say give 20% initially and give 20% during these successive years. Okay. Okay. In any case, a person and another advice that I give to people, so try to do it like make in some sense like show HaShem that you trust. So give him, him or yourself this tzedakah in the beginning of the month. So you know that okay, in this month I didn't make this money, right? I expect to make such and such. You know, my salary change does not change. I have this income, that income, so I know exactly how much I'm going to get, plus minus. I mean, and I know 20%, so give 20%, 50%, whatever you decide. So give like in advance to show HaShem you trust. I know HaShem what I know that you're going to give me, and I give in advance because your children need it. Continue. In any but it's not obligatory. It's not halacha. Just so I know, I'm just saying it's a good just advice. In any case, a person should not spend more than 1/5 on his earning on charity. So it's very, very important. So the Torah put a cap on how much you can give. So in all other religions, they say, no, give as much. The more you give, the bigger blessing you're going to have, right? So we said 20% is very big blessing. So guess what? Like according to your formula, 10% we bless, 15% we bless, but 20% you're very blessed. So according to your formula, if you give 30%, the 38%, you're going to be very, very blessed. So the Torah said absolutely not. You're not allowed to give more than 20% unless you're crazy rich, right? Insane rich. I mean, if you have 100 million, so if you give like 90 millions to charity, I don't think you're going to eat less or sleep in a worse bed, or I don't know, don't have air conditioner in the summer. And I think exactly the same lifestyle. Right? So in this case, is allowed, but for all other simple people, it's not allowed. So one more time the sentence. In any case, a person should not spend more than 1/5 of his earnings on charity. Okay, we said that. Lest he later needs support of others. That's the problem, right? So he gave out all of the money, and now guess what? He needs support from all others. Number 30. Although, as Kitzur exclaimed in Sefer, neither evil nor damage will be a result of the charitable giving. The excessive squandering of resources can result in need except charity. So our law is very, very precise, very, very precise. Like we had this discussion of somebody over the Pesach about this matzah making. So, and I was telling people our experience. My wife was telling how we went to some time ago to the matzah bakery, and we bought time slice, right? And we brought over some people from our shul, and they gave us 1 hour, one and a half hours, I don't remember. So we were able to bake our own matzahs, and we participated to all the stages of the process. Very interesting. Right, and this person was amazed. How come they truly do under 18 minutes? I said I think the time there is alarm there. I think it's not 18 minutes. I think it's 17 minutes or 16 and a half. I don't remember, but so they know they have only a few seconds after that to stop working and all of these things. So person was amazed. So what 1 minute what's changed, right? If it's 18 minutes and 3 seconds. So what is the difference? So I told them it's a different chorus, right? His life would be shortened, right? And in this world and the world to come, most likely. So that's the only difference. Or you're doing mitzvah or you don't. So same is here. It is mitzvah to give up to 20%, but more than that, you're not allowed. Because why? Because we have enough poor people now. We have to even support you. That's a problem. This applies specifically during his lifetime, right? However, at the time of death, there is at the deathbed or in his will, a person may give up to 1/3 of his estate to charity. Okay, so basically the person is dying. All of the bills paid for, he has a pension, he has insurance, so he has all this money laying in the bank. So give it to charity, right? So he can give what? 1/3. A person, so basically 1/3 because he has to leave something to his family. But if he decided not to leave, if family is wicked or whatever, they reach themselves, that they don't need extra money. Even all of the rich people need money very, very much, looks like, right? So he can give more to charity. A person should not use his maaser for the performance of the mitzvah. Such a purchase lights for the synagogue or other articles needed for a mitzvah. Okay, 31, and we're going to explain. So basically, or in some shuls they say aliyas, right? I know in Sephardic shuls they say aliyas. So so you cannot take the money from maaser to buy this aliyah. You cannot. Okay, or for example, they say aliyas on Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, it costs a lot of money. So you're not allowed, and you're not allowed to pay for the seats with this maaser money. Okay. So commentary. Kitzur is referring here to someone who has already committed to supply the lights for the synagogue, okay, or is obligated to purchase an item in order to perform a mitzvah. For example, mussar for Pesach, esrog for Sukkot. Of course, it costs a lot of money, but you're not obligated. Since it is mitzvah, so you cannot deduct from your mussar. That's for Pesach, esrog for Sukkot. Okay. Where we live, esrogs, the very decent esrogs that cost not much, absolutely not much. Maybe 15% from what other people pay in different cities, different places. Okay. Since this is a standard standing obligation that all related to this obligation to give charity, he may not use the funds for maaser. So he must do it anyway. So he's not allowed to use his maaser money. Similarly, in Igras Moshe Yerodaya, paragraph 113, rules that one may not use the funds maaser to pay tuition that is charged according to one's level of income. As tuition is also considered standing obligation. Right? The Kitzur will explain, however, that the opportunity arises for him to undertake a new commitment in performance of the mitzvah, which he would normally not do from his own funds. He may use maaser funds. Okay, so let's try to understand what we just said. So first of all, Igros Moshe said that tuition is not, so you cannot deduct tuition from your Maaser. So it's a long topic. I don't want to go into it, but basically, the father is obligated to give son education, Jewish education, same with daughter. I mean, it's not the same level. Of course, one is biblical, one is rabbinical. But on one hand, but do you have a choice? You would not allow it to go to your daughter to the public school, right? So basically, it's almost like no choice. That's the only choice for her to go to the Beis Yaakov. Okay, so continue. Rather, he should give to the poor, right? So don't use this money for the mitzvah, right? Rather, he should give it to a poor or to Torah. However, the opportunity to perform the mitzvah arises. For example, the opportunity to be a sandak at the bris, to hold the baby during the circumcision, or to marry off a poor groom or bride, or bring them to wedding canopy and the like, and similarly to purchase for the Torah study, and to lend them to others to study from. He could not, if he cannot afford it, and he would not have performed this mitzvah using his own money, then he may do it using Maaser funds. Okay, there are many details, so let's start from the beginning, and we're going to explain them one by one. So now, okay, so Kitzur said, you're not allowed to do it for your own mitzvah that you're obligated to anyway, but rather give it to the poor. However, so one more time, however, I'm going to explain. If the opportunity to perform the mitzvah arises, right, so it's not like everyday opportunity, right, or once in, I don't know, blue moon. For example, opportunity to be a sandak at the bris. So it says it's a big blessing. And people to be a sandak to hold this baby when they do the circumcision, and it's actually some people they would pay, I know, for the whole banquet, right? For the whole meal. I don't know how much money, or like partially like a lot of money. So some people want that honor that everybody is standing. You have to stand when they do circumcision, unless somebody is very weak and elderly person or a young child. Okay, but usually everybody stand. But this guy is only sitting. He's the only person who is sitting, holding the baby. Everybody's looking at him. It's big honor. Commentary. Traditionally, the honor of holding the baby during the circumcision was purchased from a poor father. So basically, a poor father, he cannot afford this celebration. I mean, this dinner, let's say, this meal. So somebody would say, you know what, I want this honor. So I want this honor, and honor costs money, so you have to provide. So basically, you put this father in a very good light, because nobody knows that he's poor. I mean, people see all of this good meal and stuff like that, all the decorations, so everybody's happy, and it's very good opportunity, right? Poor father, by offering him substantial gift, or by sponsoring the feast that is tendered in its honor. Okay, so you give him money, or you pay partially or fully for this feast. Although this money is being used to provide for the needy, it would be forbidden to use the funds of Maaser, right? And his intention is to purchase a role in performance of the mitzvah of Milah, circumcision. However, if he would not otherwise perform the mitzvah, it is permitted to use the Maaser funds. So it's very interesting. Of course, it's only, I would say, if it's only the family is poor. I mean, logically, right? If it's family is poor, so you give them a gift. Let's say you give them a few $1,000s as a gift, right? And as appreciation for your gift, they make you a sandak, which is makes sense. In this case, it would be charity, but otherwise, since it is a mitzvah, and we said you are not allowed to use the money for the mitzvah, right? And it's in mitzvah you have three people. You have sandak, you have father, and you have moel. Right, so people participate. Of course, a little baby. right? So you want to be part of the mitzvah, so you're not allowed to take it from Maaser. But if, let's say, if this guy is not going to do it, unless he can take deduct money from Maaser, so let him do it. But I would say, if you give it to a poor person, that's good. Okay, or another one. So another mitzvah or to marry off the groom and bride, literally to bring them to the wedding canopy, chuppah, right? So they cannot be married otherwise. Both family support. So you want to support them, you want to give them money. Baruch HaShem. Here too, the honor of leading the groom and bride to the chuppah was purchased by underwriting the wedding expenses. So I mean, who pays for the wedding? Who has the right to bring them down to the chuppah? Everybody's looking. They understand that there's a big sponsor and stuff like that. Although the money is going toward the support of the needy couple, it would be forbidden to use Maaser funds if he is purchasing the honor for himself. Only because he would not otherwise purchase the honor, we permit him to use the funds. So basically, proper way not to do it, not to use for Maaser. But one more time, if you give them as a gift, and like before the wedding, and they were blown away with your gift, and they decided, you know what, please take her to the chuppah, and say, okay, absolutely, I'm going to do it. So in this case, there is no problem. But if you say, I give you a gift only if you give me, if you allow me and my wife walk you to the chuppah, that would be the issue. Okay, and the similar to purchase foreign for the Torah study. Okay, so basically, if you purchase for yeshiva for people who are needed, there is no problem. But if you purchase for yourself, there is no. I mean, you read it for free. You did it for yourself. You're obligated to learn Torah, so you're obligated to have books, or maybe you have a good memory. You can memorize, right? And to lend them to others to study from. But if you purchase books and you say his open door policy, I have from 6 to 8. Anybody who needs the book can come to my house and borrow. And I know at least 2 people like that. They live upstate New York in Muncie, so they have a lot like a separate entrance to their house and a lot of books, a lot of sforim. And many people, I mean, they don't need these books and they cannot afford, but to read, yeah, they would borrow and then bring back. So in this case, of course, this person, this tzaddik, one and the second one, they can use Maaser money because they did not do it for themselves, but for public need, basically. So one more time, and similar to purchase foreign to study Torah, and to lend them to others to study from. If he could not afford it, of course. I mean, if a person can afford it, the book, right? And I bought him, so it's like a gift. It's not. There's no charity, right? If he cannot afford it using his own money, then he may do it using Maaser funds. Okay. So Igras Moshe or Chaim. For paragraph 76.2, who rules that one may use Maaser funds to purchase lottery or raffle ticket, the proceeds of which are going to charity, only if the ticket would be worthless to someone not interested in giving charity. However, if there is a limit to the numbers of tickets that are to be sold, and thus each ticket has a value, as the value may not come from Maaser funds. He adds that if someone purchases a raffle with the Maaser funds and turn out to be the winner, it is proper to return the price of the ticket to charity. Okay, so let's. It's very interesting rule of Moshe. That's all. Okay, so let's try to understand. So he said. Rules that one may use Maaser to purchase lottery raffle tickets. So if he purchases a ticket, right, and it's unlimited ticket. So basically, if it's unlimited, so Meaning, as if 1,000 people buy, no problem, right? If 7,000 buy, there is no problem. I mean, they have no limit number. So basically, these people, this ticket is would be worthless. I mean, we don't know how much it would, right? It would be worthless to someone not interested in giving charity. Okay. So, but if there is a specific limit of the ticket, so you can divide, like let's say the grand prize, I don't know, 100,000 cash, let's say, and a few others. Let's say, so you can calculate how much is each ticket cost, right? How many opportunities, like what was the chance that it could win anything, right? So in this case, so if he wins the prize, so he has to at least give tzedakah to the ticket, and plus usually what people do, what I know people do, so they give 10% right away or 15%, whatever they want, from the prize, from grand prize to that auction, right? To that not auction, to that raffle lottery, which is very commendable. I mean, it's not necessary, it's not obligation. You can give whatever you want, but many people do that. Okay, 34. Continue. If he purchases for him from Maaser funds, he must be careful to lend them to others, except when he needs them himself. For then he has precedence. He should also be careful to inscribe in them that they purchased from Maaser funds, in order that his children who follow him should not take possession of them. That's very interesting, right? So first of all, Kitzur one more time remind us that we can only purchase when Maaser funds, but we're going to use it for others, right? If for myself, I cannot buy books with my Maaser, right? And plus, he said, put them, if you keep it in your house and lend people, so they purchase with Maaser money, so that the children would not take them to themselves. Okay, I'm not sure why they say we're going to finish. We're not going to finish, but okay. Continue. Number 5. One who wishes to acquire merit for himself should subdue his evil inclination and be open-handed. Right. So one more time, it's a very strong statement. If one wishes to acquire merit for himself, should subdue his evil inclination and be open-handed, and not be greedy. Anything he does for the sake of heaven, that is for the sake of the mitzvah performance, should be from the best and the finest. Okay, so whatever, like Rabbi Reuben always say this. So why do you have tefillin from your bar mitzvah? You are grown up. You're 43 years old. Like you have tefillin from 30 years ago, right? When you were a little kid. So that's a disrespect for the mitzvah, right? You have big house. You have a car. You have job. You're going to vacation 7 times a year, right? And you have this cheap tefillin, so which is most likely is not kosher even. You understand? So, so we have to invest in our mitzvahs. If he builds a synagogue, it should be nicer than the home which he dwells, and it's actually in Shulchan Aruch. So where it says that your house cannot be taller than the synagogue, and it cannot be more beautiful than a synagogue. If he feeds the hungry person, he should feed him with the best and sweetest food that is found on his table. So don't give him like leftovers from 3 years ago, right? So whatever you eat, you give him, or at least a good, like very good quality food. If he covers the cloth, right, unclothed, if he covers the unclothed, there is provide clothing for the needy. He should cover him with the finest of his garments, right? His garments, or buying garments, but don't buy the cheapest one from I don't know, from that, right? Buy them decent quality. If he decided, if he dedicated item to the synagogue, he should dedicate it from the finest among his possessions. As the verse states in Regrettably 16, all the choice parts to HaShem. So don't give whatever you don't need, you was about to throw out, and then your wife had a beautiful idea to give it to synagogue, so they need it, right? 25. This verse refers to the some sacrificial offerings made at the Beis HaMikdash, requiring the choice part of the animal to be offered on the altar. Kitzur states that the basis for the verse, that is regard to any mitzvah, purpose one should use only the best. So not only sacrifices, but other things should be from the best. Okay, continue. So it's best for our own performance of the mitzvah and for others, right? So if you give charity like in the right way. From good things. If you want to donate things, like so donate good things, not quality things. Number 6. One who provides his older sons and daughters for those sustenance, he is not liable, as they are age of 6 years of age, right? So as to teach his sons Torah and to lead his daughters in a straight path. And similarly, he who gives gifts of the money to his father, whom he cannot support, other than through using the charity funds, and needs this support. This is considered charity, and Maaser may be used. Moreover, he may give to him, there is a parent or a child, before he gives to others. Even as someone who is not his son or his father, but rather his more distant relative, he has precedence over others. The poor of his household precedes the poor of his city, and the poor of his city precedes the poor of another city. And as the verse says in Voluntary 15:11, to your brother, to you poor, to your destitute in the land. Okay, so we're going to explain all this. This law applies only to the individual who is given charity. However, the executor of the charity funds, who is distributing charity, must be careful not to give to his family members more than he gives to other poor people. Okay, so of course, as you understand, it's a lot to explain here. So let's go line by line. Let's come to them. One who provides to his older sons and daughters, for whose sustenance he is not liable, as they are above 6 years old. So Talmud says, so up to what age person who should support his child, up to 6 years old. So in their time, children 6 years old and older were self-sufficient, and they were able to work with animals, work the land, work in a store, in many other jobs, right? And basically, they were workers already at this age, right? So until 6, he's obligated. After past 6, he's not obligated. Of course, rabbinical law, they say, what are you going to? You're going to go by biblical law? No. So they actually extended to much older age, right? But let's see, continue. So as to teach the son's Torah, right? So one more time, the whole sentence, I apologize. One who provides his older sons and daughters, for whose sustenance he is not liable, as they are above the 6 years of age, so as to teach his son's Torah, so he's 7, 8, and 9, right? He needs to learn Torah, and to lead the daughters to the straight path. So a straight path, as we said, I mean, what choice do you have? You're going to send your precious daughter to this public school to kill her? Content. A person is not obligated, is only obligated on a rabbinic level, as we said, to support children until they reach the 6 years of age. One more time, person is only obligated on rabbinic level to support the children until they reach 6 years of age. Nonetheless, since providing for children, even after this age, he can give them the opportunity to study Torah and become accustomed to its ways. He is most strongly urged to, and may even be shamed into, providing them until they reach adulthood. So basically, I mean, it's not halacha, but Rabbi say, if you don't do it, we're going to shame you, we're going to punish you, basically. Continue. And similarly, he who gives gifts of the money to his father, whom he cannot support, right? Or other whom he cannot support, or other than through using charity funds. So meaning he cannot help his father, right? But only through the charity funds. So let's see, 47. The obligation to our parents does not itself require a person to spend his own money on their behalf. Nevertheless, when they are unable to provide for themselves, one is required to provide for them as an act of charity. See your Abdiyah to 45. So what does it mean? So it means, elderly parents, they cannot go buy themselves food. So I am obligated to go and get them food, right? Take their money, their cash, credit card, whatever, and basically they have to pay for it. Right? But if they're very poor, they cannot afford. There's cases like this, unfortunately, many cases like this. So in this case, so I'm obligated, but this money is going to come from a charity fund. Okay. And they need this support. It is considered charity, and Maaser funds may be used. So if they cannot afford, right, food, so they become food or other things like medical expense. So they become regular poor people. Well, it does not make any difference. It's my father poor or my neighbor poor, right? He's a Jew, right? So I have to support both of them. Just because he's my father, it does not mean that I cannot perform tzedakah with him, right? So in this case, they say, okay, no problem. You can take it from Maaser. 1 second. So let's see. So one more time. So we commented on the piece where it says whom he cannot support. So he cannot support his other than through the charity fund. So the person does not have money. It's proper to use his own money because it's a mitzvah to honor the parents, but he does not have money extra, right? So he can use the Maaser funds. 38 commentary. When he's able to provide support for his father from his own funds, he may not use the charity funds to do so. As we said, it is a separate mitzvah. He must do it for his own money, right? As that would be the degradation of the father's honor. So one thing is when you give him a charity as he's a poor person, or another thing you help on your father from the funds that you earned, right? He taught you. He was supporting you like all of these years. Now you want to pay back, and that's what you do. You support him back. Although the obligation to honor parents does not require a person to provide for their needs from his own funds, one must avoid doing something that causes them shame. Okay. So although it is the obligation to honor parents does not require a person to provide his own for their needs from his own funds, one must avoid doing something that causes them shame. So it's like indirectly. On one hand, you're not obligated to spend money. So they say, well, what is the halacha? What is the respecting parents? You have to stand up for them when they come into the room. You have to not to sit in their chair and other things, right? Talk to them respectfully, but you're not obligated to buy them groceries, basically. But not to see them shamed. So that's different mitzvah. Okay. So and one more time the sentence, right? Whom you cannot support. So you have your father, whom you cannot support other than through the using his charity fund, right? I mean your charity fund, and they need this support. This is considered charity, and Maaser may be used. So this exceptional situation they give us this leniency. Commentary here, although we would normally provide for their needs, since supporting them is not included in any standard obligation, he may use Maaser funds. Okay. One may not use Maaser funds to pay tuition for his children, for tuition is commensurate with his income. Right. So usually in the yeshiva they review your income tax and stuff like that, and based on this they decide how much you can pay. However, he may use Maaser funds to pay that part of the tuition which is more than he should pay based on his income level. Okay. However, this may, so one more time. However, he may use Maaser funds to pay that part of tuition, which more than he should pay based on his income level. Okay. Based on his income level. I see Igras Moshe, your idea, paragraph 143, regarding the support of older children nowadays. So in some sense, when they still learn Torah, so you obligate you can help them. Okay. Moreover, he must give him the parent or the child before he gives others. So I mean, the family takes precedence. As Kitzur will explain, there is an order of the precedence that dictates which of the poor should be first to receive a person's charity. Once immediate relatives have, such as children and parents, always have precedence. I mean, of course, I mean, you have a close connection with them, right? It would be not proper to give somebody else and what are left over to give to your parents. Okay, so continue. We're finishing this halacha and stop. Even someone who is not his son or his father, but rather his more distant relative, he has the precedence over the other people. Okay. So all of this first close family, then this more distant family take precedence, of course. When distributed Maaser, Torah scholars have precedence over the others, of course. However, family members have a precedence over the Torah scholars. And I think, if I remember correctly, we learned in another place that still we have a limit. So you can have like maybe 50% tops give to your family, and the rest you have to give to other people. But I mean, it's more complex law than this. But basically, you cannot give everything just to your family. If let's say given 50% or 60% is enough. The poor continue. The poor of his household precede the poor of his city. So my family before the poor of my city, and the poor of the city precedes to the poor of another city. As the verse says in Volume 15:11, if your brother to your brother, to your poor, to your destitute in your land. Okay. The Torah specified the poor of one's family and the poor of one's land. From this, we can derive that both are factors in determining the precedence and giving charity. As the family connection is mentioned first, we see that the poor of one's family have the precedence over the poor of one's community. Okay. So family comes before community. Continue. This law applies only to the individual who is given charity. However, the executor of the charity funds, who is distributing charity. So basically, it's not his money; he's just distributor. Right? He must be careful not to give to his family members more than he gives to other poor people. So basically, his family could be poor people, but does not mean that they have any precedence. Okay, so somehow I thought that we finished, but no, it's a lot. I don't know why I said so, but okay, maybe next time. Beezrat HaShem. Okay. Second, let's see. All right, so we stop here. Good night until tomorrow. Beezrat HaShem, same time. Thank you.